G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 291 are open. Today on the show we're going to be talking about the new Pokémon trading card Pocket app on our smartphones, as well as another smartphone app, that Nintendo Music. Goodness gracious, we're mobile gamers now. We barely play on Switch. We're all about touching things on our phones, listening to music, collecting cards, all of that fun stuff. Of course, we'll be talking about a lot more as well, but to talk about that is my good friend Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how you going, mate?
Very good, Drew. I missed you. It's been a little while since our little recording. Didn't do it last week, but great to be back on. And yeah, been on the apps, playing some games, which I don't usually do. So it's been a bit of a weird week and month for Nintendo. So yeah, keen to talk all about it.
Me too. It's been great playing the trading card game. It's nice having a little bit of dopamine. Look, I try not to just give into straight dopamine. You know, I like games with story, characters, and in some ways just enrich my life in many other ways rather than just a bit of relaxation or downtime. But this game is like pure, just like, oh, I can open a pack, good. Oh, I've got 12 hours so I can open another one. Oh no, I've got some items. I can get rid of that time and open another one straight away. It's just like straight into the veins. I quite like it. Quite like it a lot. But before we get into the game stuff, I guess, yeah, a bit of a catch-up. How you been? It's been a couple of weeks. Didn't record last week, and that was purely because, like, after work, I was you know, a bit puffed out, a bit tired, and I'm like, I truly had nothing to talk about, like, game-wise. I would have been more than happy to, you know, boot up at a call with you and just have a chat, nice catch-up. But as far as gaming goes, last week I was just not on the farm sticks. I wasn't playing much. And in the world of Nintendo, literally nothing happened. So I was like, oh, well, let's take it as just a week off. No one's holding their feet to the fire on this one.
No, that's right. And then a lot happened this week since,
Yeah,
and it's been a very interesting week and plenty to talk about. Yeah, been pretty good. It's busy time of year. I've got lots of things going on. We've just had the Christmas pageant here in Adelaide on the weekend, so I was running around as a clown Saturday morning.
As you always are. That's not just that weekend. It's just what you do normally. You know,
big old clown. That's right. I've got the hair for it, and just need to add the makeup. You know, if I keep defending Nintendo whole blindly, people would call me a clown for doing so, something like that. You know, so
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had good fun Saturday morning. I was on a bike, which I think is very dangerous for me because I kind of went full ham with it and went up and down, and like for a 3.5 kilometer track, I did about 6 kilometers. I tracked it on Strava, and I had a really good workout. It was a warm day, so sweated profusely by the end of it. But I had so much fun, just like bringing joy to kids' faces, because these are like 3, 4, 5-year-old kids who like absolutely like are in awe of everything they see in front of them. The big floats and all the characters, and especially the clowns. And well, I say that some of the kids really hate it, or they really like it. So it depends, what sort of kid you get. Some get very scared, but when you look them in the eye and you give them a smile and you act like a little idiot, they tend to laugh, and it's a pretty infectious kind of thing to do. So yeah, we really enjoyed that, and I've been playing a few games in between. It's been a little bit of a busier time for me at work with some people on leave and some projects due at the end of the month, but pretty good overall. Enjoying it.
Yeah, nice to hear.
Yeah.
When you brought up like being the clown, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, wouldn't it be great if you're like a big celebrity where you could just show up and people are like, oh my God, it's that guy. Like, just to bring joy to people just through your sheer presence. It would be quite a nice feeling, and I hope people in that position use it for good, because like if you could just like be Josh showing up at like a children's hospital and they're like, oh my God, you've made my day just by stepping into this building, it'd be quite a nice feeling.
That would. Yeah, giving back like that for sure. It's I think I've seen in the past like some radio hosts and members of parliament dress up as elves and clowns, and I suppose give back in a way that way. But yeah, it's cool. I think you get a lot of people coming back doing it year after year because they just enjoy being part of it, being involved in sort of spreading the cheer. So yeah, no, people love it. It's massive.
For a couple of years, I dressed up as an elf for to be Santa's little helper when Santa was giving out presents to all the kids. Chantel roped me into it. That's how I got into it.
Okay.
And it was quite nice. I was just like standing there, and you sort of help with the line and stuff for the kids to go and see Santa. And it was real nice to see everyone so excited and happy. It is nice seeing kids happy, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, nice. Yeah, awesome.
Not sad.
How about you, man? How you been?
Been good. Just busy. Family, work, all of that. Nothing too interesting. It is just that time of year where I'm sort of trying to knuckle down and get through it, and also try and fit in some games and stuff to fill up my cup every now and again.
Yeah.
That's what I try and do, and it works out quite well. It's a nice rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Go to work, and usually I try and get on the sticks about 8 o'clock or 8:30.
Get on the sticks.
Play for a couple of hours in bed, and that's it. Been playing a Life is Strange double exposure over last week. That's been my game where I just did an episode by episode each night and played through that, which was quite good. So yeah, that's been my sort of my week. It goes pretty quick, but it feels real long at the same time. And I dare say pretty soon I'll be just hanging out for Christmas for the shearing season to be over. I dare say that'll be coming up, but we're getting there. We're getting there. 6 weeks.
Not too far away. I just can't. Yeah. Our jobs are so different, and so like yours is so physically taxing, whereas mine's not. And definitely, I enjoy being physical after or pre-work. It'd be so different for you.
Yeah, the thing is with your job, you got something going on in your head. I got nothing going in my head. Just nothing. Just
in autopilot mode. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, physical labour, and yours the opposite. You sat in the chair, but you're working stuff out. You're working in a team. You're doing lots of
sending emails.
Yeah, emails, all of that stuff,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we should swap roles for a day. See if anyone notices.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. You could work from home and pretend to be me, and I could. I don't know, dye my hair a bit.
It's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I'll pick a Monday so I can do it from home, and I'll just I'll just do nothing. I was a bit sick, and I could just get away with it easy. But you showing up in person might be a little bit harder
for me to be you. I feel. Yeah, you could pretend to be me for a day, definitely.
But if I was in the office and actually had a meeting planned, and you got a few things, you got some products you got to get through, some processes and some emails to send. I'm like, all right, yeah,
not happening.
Probably not.
Would fall apart pretty quickly. I would imagine.
Yeah, well. We'll save it for another day. Maybe when we're both looking to get rid of the jobs, when you're looking to move on.
Yeah.
And they won't let you go. So you got to force them to fire you. That's when you bring me in.
Yeah, done. Let's do it. Sorted.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Before we jump into more of the show, let's do some housekeeping. Josh, you've had a couple of episodes of Nintenvania go out since I think we last talked. Maybe you've at least had one. One went up today. What's that all about? Who'd you have on?
I've had two since we've last been on together. So latest one, I had Andrew, aka Swiftjar, who is a massive Mario Party YouTuber, content creator, all things Mario, but obviously with Super Mario Party Jamboree, he's been all over that. So I had him on the show. We talked about Jamboree in depth, and then also everything else happening in the world of Nintendo, which has been very weird stuff going on lately. Talked all about that. And then the episode before that, I had a guy called Jeff Tendo. He is a massive Nintendo game, Nintendo console, anything Nintendo branding, like promotional things. He's been collecting all of that sort of stuff, and sort of got to get a little bit of a tour of his immaculate gaming room. It looked so good.
Oh, you got a tour.
Yeah, we talked to Alamo, and so he was just moving the camera as he's talking to me, and he's one of the most sort of infectiously positive people I've ever talked to. He's never been on a podcast, and I kept telling him very, very surprised by that. But both episodes are obviously out now. Please give them a go, and I had a really good time getting to know them both. They were really good.
Excellent. So go and check those out.
Yeah, thank you. Nintenmania.
And
Just search Nintenmania.
chucking in the old search bar. Do you need to capitalize anything there?
No, just Nintenmania, just as it sounds.
Is it cap sensitive?
I hope not. I'd be very annoyed if it was. I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah, every now and again, like when I type it out in the show notes or something like that, I'm like, oh, do I capitalize the V? I usually do. I always do.
Thank you. Yep. But for SEO, I don't want it to be a thing, if that makes sense.
No, I don't think Google's not that sophisticated.
No, hope not. Hope not anyway.
Probably is actually. Anyway, I've got nothing too much to say, but I just want to point out some videos on my YouTube channel. I did it like 2 months ago, but I recorded an unboxing for an Astrobot PlayStation 5 DualSense. And for some reason, like I checked it the other day, and it's still going strong. It's like at 10,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa! Good job.
I'm like, just random.
So good.
But yeah, just felt like sharing that. That's my housekeeping.
Yep. And I'll say it again. It's not like there's anything interesting in the box, just the controller, isn't it? It's not like a special edition with like 4 or 5 different things, but it's literally just the controller. But that's awesome.
I love watching unboxing videos though. I just like to see stuff. Like even if it's something real simple, it's like, oh, what does that look like? Maybe they're making a purchase decision just to see what it looks like, not in a promotional shot and things like that. And that's usually what I like to check out. Like the sort of the time when I was just like addicted to unboxing videos was pre-Switch launch. Watching people like get it early, unbox it. I watched every Switch unboxing video on YouTube before the Switch came out. I was watching every single one for weeks and weeks. However long it went for, I don't know. But
I can't wait to make one, because we'll be one of the first in the world to get it and just be like get it that morning.
Yeah, we'll be the first at the public, but press and that get it early, I would imagine,
sure. Which
kind of sucks. But that's what worked really well with the special editions, because like the Mario Red one, a few Switch Lights, like Press never got it early. So I got the Mario Red, I made an unboxing video, and because of that, I was like one of the first people in the world to do it.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
For some reason, whenever I make an unboxing video on my YouTube channel, it goes really well. Like considering I've got like 250 subscribers, and I think I can unbox pretty much anything and get like at least 500 views for whatever reason. I don't know. It seems to be the cheat button in some ways, because like I do the stuff I want to do, and then it's also like you got to do some stuff to also like that people are searching for. So I seem to like doing that for those reasons, and they're fun too. Like I said, I like watching them. And
it's like people opening up Pokemon packs on TikTok,
definitely
things like that. Just like most of the time it's going to be crap, but every now and then that amazing card pops up and people are hanging around to see, that appear. So yeah, it's a similar thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to watch like half an hour to an hour videos of people just opening like a booster box, things like that. Yeah, I used to love that stuff. I still would, but actually a couple of channels that I used to follow, like A Drive, he was really into unboxing Pokemon cards, but he's moved on to basically making his own TCG, and he's really pushing that. So he's not really a Pokemon creator anymore.
Yep.
So I think that's why, maybe. But also fallen out of Pokemon cards a little bit, apart from this week, where that might be getting me back into it.
It's been fun. Yeah. As someone who doesn't play like the trading card game at all, I've had some good fun this week getting into Pocket.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's a good jumping off point. So we both really enjoy it. It was nice to finally get into it. I just see somebody posting about it on X. I'm like, it's live, it's here. So straight to the App Store, download it. And I did sign up for like the 2-week free trial for the premium. It's got a subscription service of $15 a month. So I'm sort of weighing it up in my head, like, do I do it? Do I not do it? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for the first month, but there was a 2-week free trial. I'm like, perfect. And what that basically allows is you get an extra pack a day, as well as, I don't know what you would call it, but there's equivalent of a battle pass. It's not really a battle pass, but it's like a bunch of other sort of rewards you can earn, and it gives you premium currency, which you can put towards premium items. And at the moment on the store, there's like a Mewtwo coin, a Mewtwo playmat, bunch of Mewtwo themed accessories that you can customize your, I guess, your game with, which is interesting. I might get the coin or something, but yeah, I don't really like it all that much. I might save my premium currency for stuff that actually really tickles my whistle. But yeah, before we get into it anymore, I guess, yeah, what are you thinking of it? What have you done in the game so far? Because I've actually yet to do any battles. Just whenever I pick it up, I don't really have time to do it. I just pick it up and like open some packs and cool, put it back. I actually haven't sat with it to do any of the actual game itself.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I've like avoided Pokemon cards my entire life. I've tried to like never get into it, knowing that I'm probably going to get addicted to it. I'm going to like buy hundreds and hundreds of dollars of cards and get into that. And like it looks fun and it looks like I'd have a really good time. So I'm not I'm not saying I think it's like, I know it would be a fun time. And I've got plenty of friends who are into it as well and battle, and you know, part of me sometimes feel like I'm missing out. But this is just like this is like, they marketed it as you get 2 booster packs for free a day, and so you know, that's, you know, cool. Like it's free to play. I can give it a go. I'll, you know, that might be enough to scratch my itch, and I don't need to go further. So yeah, I've just enjoyed opening up the packs. Really enjoyed the sort of the way they show off the cards, and you get to like even like touch screen, like slicing up the top of the pack. The cards come out, you tap it, and you see the cards one by one. And you can get, if you want to, you can get the very rare card at the end to show last, or you can flip the cards and you get to see it first. Up to you. I've noticed that. But yeah, I've just sort of like, I'm still pretty new to it all. Like, I don't know, like the rules. I played a bit of the Game Boy trading card game when that came to NSO like a year and a bit ago. Seems a little bit different since then. There's maybe some minor changes since that original game was implemented. But yeah, I've done a little bit of like the battle tutorial, and then I've done 1 or 2 versus against CPUs, but I haven't done it against any proper people yet. And then outside of that, just been adding people, like friends with their friend codes, and I think there's other perks that you can get, that like if someone gets a rare card, you can do like a wonder pick or something, and you can have a go yourself at trying to get the card they got. There's some extra things they've done in this app to try and get you to, you know, keep hanging in there and logging in. And I get notified when I get a booster pack ready to open, so like pretty well, like when I see it, I straight away like open up the app and just see, oh, what do I get this time? And sometimes you're like, oh, it's some really cool stuff, and other times like, yeah, there's nothing there, but that's, you know, part of the deal. And yeah, went from there. What was your very first card? Was it a starter Pokemon? Because mine was Bulbasaur, number 1.
You mean like first like good card?
Like I just opened a pack and it was Bulbasaur, number 1. Literally was like, that's what I got. My very first card.
I can't quite remember now, but in my first pack I got an Arcanine, like GX or whatever.
One of your favorites.
And I noticed Jamie Penning got that as well. I saw him post about that. So I'm like, I wonder if there's like a few cards which are like, you know, they give you good pulls at the very start to like give you the hook, which would be smart. I appreciate them doing that. Because like a free to play game like this, they give you a pack. Very first thing, you get nothing. You're like, okay. Then you probably turn it off and you play like literally any other game on the App Store, which is just free to play, whatever. But yeah, so the first card I got was like Arcanine. I got to admit though, over like the last couple of days or the last day or so, I really haven't gotten anything that's excited me from the packs. Like it's been disappointing me a little bit. I got some good pulls to start off with, but yeah, it's gotten a little bit dry. I got a little bit unlucky, I feel. But yeah, I really like those wonder picks, what you were talking about before, where you go into the option on the front screen and you got like a bunch of randoms or your friends, and it shows like packs that they've opened, and you can click on it. There's a certain currency that you can spend, and then you actually get to pick one of the cards at random face down, and you can try and get the card that you're looking for, which I thought was really cool, because I'm just going through it now, and like I'm looking at my friend Riley. I'm like, oh, he's got some cards here that, there's nothing too exciting. There's a Weeping Bell, Darklet, Bruxish, Heloisk, and Sandshrew. I'm like, there's nothing there. But then I see Compai. He's got a Greninja in there. I'm like, wouldn't mind getting that. Then my friend Viva La Dill, he's got a Bishop there. Wouldn't mind trying to get that. So you go through it, and it's kind of like, it's kind of community driven where it involves your friends, where it's like, oh, you've seen something that you want to try and get that your friends got, and it gives you like a bit of a chance to get it.
Yeah.
And it feels great when you get it too. I remember like picking some cards. I'm like, oh yes, I actually got it. Like it feels really good. And you see like a full art card that somebody pulled. And even if like you don't have the currency to try it, or you miss out on it, it is cool to see just what they pulled anyway, or like what was in their pack.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can send them a message like, oh my God, I saw on the Wonder Pick that you got a full art, Gyarados or something. It's kind of cool. I like that.
That is cool.
And you can like make binders and show off your cards in your profile too when people click on it. It's off to a good start. I'm quite enjoying it. It's been nice just to have like I said, like this dopamine hit on your phone. And I was thinking today, I didn't go on social media at all until like, I don't know, 8 o'clock tonight or so. Like I haven't been on it at all. And that's because I've been out of service today.
Yeah.
But also when I like picked up my phone, I'm like, oh, be about time to open a pack. And I get my dopamine hit, I open some cards, and I put like I change songs or I change podcasts or whatever I was doing, and I move on. Like it was kind of nice. It's kind of a good thing to wean you off just off the socials, which is a good thing.
Nice. Yeah, it's something different. Do you know, like help me understand? So like the rare cards that are shiny and foil wrapped kind of looking, some of them are ranked, like some of them will be like 4 diamonds or something, silver ones, and then they get to 1 like gold star, like, and do they keep going up from there? Like what's the most rarest kind of symbol on a card?
I couldn't tell you what the rarest symbol is. I'm just looking at it being like, oh yeah, that must be pretty rare.
Like I haven't Porygon, and it's got like 1 gold star at the bottom.
Oh, you got that card? I'm jealous of that one.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought of you, Drew. So
yeah, I want that. I was thinking,
give it
like,
to you? Can I trade it to you? Or is that coming later? How does that work?
There was an option. If you go to like your friends, it actually says trade, and over the top it says coming soon.
Okay.
So yeah, if you look when that comes, I'll see if I've got anything you want.
Yeah.
And because that Porygon card is gorgeous, and I was thinking like it'd be cool to like just go and buy singles of Pokemon that I like, and like get multiples of that specific Pokemon, and like put them all in a frame and like do it that way. I'm like, that'd be sick. Like just like a Porygon frame, that would be awesome. And I said I've been out of the Pokemon TCG sort of expansions for a while, but I see there's a new one, and like Latias and Latios are some of like the main Pokemon on some of the booster packs. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe there's a cool full art card of them in there somewhere. Don't know.
Yeah.
It's getting its hooks in me, that's for sure. And I knew it would. When they first announced it, I'm like, why hasn't this been out for a long time? Like, it should have been out for a long time.
Was there an app beforehand that they had, or like some other?
Yeah, there was, but it was just like, it was real shonky. Like, yeah, it certainly wasn't this where it is like open booster packs. Because in every booster pack you get, like a physical booster pack, you get a QR code. You can scan that, and then that gives you a booster pack in the online TCG. And
okay.
So yeah, I used it a little bit. The problem for like, I'm not sure about on the Android side, but for whatever reason on the Apple side is it wasn't on iPhone. It was just like an iPad app. So it was on iPad, but it wasn't on iPhone. I'm not sure about Android phones or anything like that.
Okay. So this is just better, all in one kind of.
This is very much just like a condensed version of like the trading card game. Even like the actually playing the game, from what I've been looking at, it's been like quickened up, fastened up for like quick play, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I hope they just keep adding to this, like keep adding new features. Obviously, they're going to be adding new cards, new expansions, all of that type of thing. But I hope like the feature set grows as it goes along and it improves, because from the app, I've got no problems with it, but just keep growing it, keep making it a nice little money maker. I haven't looked into like the microtransactions. There is like a lot of currency you can buy. There's a lot of options, and you can spend a lot of money on it by the look of it. There's like, I forgot, what's it called? Poker Gold, where you can use that for either getting new packs or getting items that can extend things or whatever. You can spend a lot of money in this. So I haven't even looked at that. For me, if I'm going to spend money, it will be probably just like $15 because I'm into it that month. Yeah, it gives me an extra pack. It gives me extra premium currency I can use. Because like a lot of that gives you a lot more items and that to actually unlock more booster packs as well. Because in the first day, I probably opened like 10 packs. So it just kept on giving me so much stuff to just keep doing it. So that was cool. So if it does that each month, I'll be pretty happy with that. But
cool.
As time goes on, I guess I'll report it if I just decide to spend $15, because you sort of you put it into perspective of like physical Pokemon cards. $15 is nothing. That's 2 booster packs. So there's that. But then you compare $15 to Game Pass or something where it's just like, I don't know, that might just be the value of Game Pass. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but I always keep these things in mind when it is subscription services. It's like, I think we're paying like $12 or $13 for Netflix. You add all these things together, it's very expensive, but if you actually use some of these subscriptions, it's like tremendous value. So,
if you're using it, like for us NSO, like for me anyways, like best value I've ever had in terms of a gaming subscription, because I'm just playing all the things, using all the stuff. And then you're on Game Pass all the time, so you're getting your money's worth, I'm sure, doing that. I actually
haven't. I've only been subscribed to it for 1 month this year.
Oh, that's right. You've been dropping off, haven't you?
Yeah. I haven't really had I've had lots of reasons to go back to. Like I've had a bunch of indie games on my list to get to, which are on Game Pass. That'll be the most, just financial way to go and play them. But I've also got so many other games I've bought that I need to play as well. So it's just, it is what it is. Too many games this year, man. Too many games.
So many games. What's Genetic Apex in? I'm asking a dumb Pokemon card. Is that just the latest series of cards?
That's just the latest
on
expansion.
The front of all 3 boosters that I can open.
I got to be honest, I don't remember seeing like these physically in stores. I've been out of it for a while. I've been out of it just because I've only got so much room and I've only got so much money.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards, like they're so much fun to collect, but I was like, look, I can't.
No, fair enough.
So I'm not sure. I've been out of it for a little while. I'm sure somebody in the audience or a quick Google search could probably answer that question, but I'm not quite sure. But I do see a couple of cards that I recognize from other expansions. Like there was like the classic Pikachu that was like in this. I pulled that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's a card I recognized from a previous expansion. So I got no idea whether it's made up for this app or not. I'll tell you what. I said it's a quick Google search. Let's Google it. If I just Google.
Bear with us, everyone. Thank you for your patience as we
Genetic Apex.
Yeah, and something I should have done and just should have done privately without bringing it up in the potty here. But that's all right.
That's all right. I'm a bit slow typing on my keyboard.
Well, that sounds like a brand new keyboard, Drew. What do you have there?
Oh yeah, it is a brand new keyboard, Josh.
Yes. I think it's just a series.
It is. Genetic Apex is the first main expansion released through the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. It heavily focused on Generation 1, featuring all 151 Pokemon.
There you go.
So it seems like it is a unique thing for this app. So, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some cool cards in here too.
Mm.
I didn't really notice that. Like, obviously, like the main Pokemon on like the wrapper is like Mewtwo, Charizard, and Pikachu, but
Mm.
there's a bunch of other Pokemon in there from other generations as well.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
And it is kind of cool too. Like each type of booster pack, depending on what picture, I think it actually does have different cards in each one. So it makes you like sort of pick what you're looking for. I got no idea what's in what, or if you can check. But yeah, pretty cool.
I think there is slight differences because there's like a preview bubble above each different option, and then I'll show you some different cards. So I think there might be some variability. Yeah,
I'm just looking at it now. The Charizard one, it's got a nice Lapras in there. Can I open a pack? Oh, I can. I can open a pack.
Do a live one.
Yeah, okay. I've got to use 2 speed up items, but we'll do that.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Just put it on the camera. Let me see. Let everyone see at the same time.
Let everyone see
on YouTube.
Well, if I put it on the camera, then I can't see it. That's the problem.
Can't you see on your laptop?
Guess I can. All right.
Share the love, Drew. Go on.
Share the love. All right, what we got here? It's just I can't really see. There we go. We've got Rattata.
Yeah.
I can't read its name. Whisk.
It's a little blurry.
I've got a Fossil.
Yes.
I've got Frostmoth.
Yes.
Rapidash. That's what my pulls have kind of been more recently, to be honest. It's like a little bit boring. Yeah, a little bit boring.
Not much to it. That makes the big ones even better, though.
Of course, you got to lead up to that.
Yeah, correct.
Got the Fossil. That's a new card. I've got in my collection at the moment. Got 116 out of 226.
Very good.
So we're over halfway
97.
to doing the collection. A lot of missed spaces at the bottom where there's the full arts and the rare cards, but
yep.
Yeah.
Even time.
Yeah. So do you reckon you'll keep on playing this each day?
Yeah, I've been playing it daily. Just I get the notification, I'll do it. I had a Wonder Pick today and I used it, and I think I got a Rapidash, and I was trying to get a really shiny Dragonite rare card from the Wonder Pick and didn't quite get it. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I don't plan to put any money into it, but I'll go along and I might try some battles and go get my fix that way.
All right. You just said Wonder Pick. I went back into the Wonder Pick. There's somebody who is not my friend, but they have a Mewtwo EX.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna try and get the Mewtwo EX.
What does EX mean? Is that just extra special? Or?
Yeah, something like that. Just cool, just good. Yeah. So all right, we got.
Okay, which one are you going to pick?
I don't know.
Bottom right is my pick for you.
Top right.
Bottom right, I said.
Bottom right. All right. Bottom right. No. We got Sandslash.
Damn.
Where was it? It was. It's loading.
You said top right, didn't you?
No, it was bottom left.
Okay.
Bottom left. We tried. There's also like the thanks mechanic too. Like afterwards, you can thank them, and it gives them some currency to buy some stuff in the store too, which is kind of nice.
Yep.
Because when I first did it, it's like, oh, do you want to thank this person? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Is there a downside to thanking them? So,
probably not. Yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
It's like it reduces your life expectancy. So, well, can't be around forever, I guess. Keep thanking people.
Definitely would extend it, I would have thought.
Hopefully. So yeah, we're really enjoying that. And there's another app as well. I was on the way home from work the other day, and I hadn't been online all day, and I saw that Nintendo finally released a way to listen to their music. Like, this is something I've been talking about for years, where it's like, please just do what all the other companies are doing, and like Square Enix, or I don't know, literally every company. Like, a game that I play that isn't Nintendo, and I want to listen to the music, it's always there. It's always there on Apple Music or Spotify, and Nintendo Music, which is like some of the best and most influential and iconic and just amazing all around. Just so many of their franchises have such amazing music, and they're taking down YouTube channels. They're doing everything in their power to not allow people just to listen to it. It was very annoying. And Nintendo did it a very Nintendo way. They released their own app available to Nintendo online subscribers. And I was a little bit unsure at first. I'm like, I kind of just want you to put it on Spotify, man. Like, just put it to where I'm already listening to my music and call it a day. And you can, people are streaming Mario, the bloody Bob Bob Bob, the Bob Bob, and they're making their royalties off that, and they're making just a bit of passive income, and it's a win-win situation. But they decided to, make their own app and do it their own way. And I've got to say, their own app is actually a really great idea, because I don't know, when you're going through like your Spotify, you probably don't want like a bunch of composers like taking up your artists list necessarily, because sometimes people collaborate together and it makes their own thing, and it sort of messes it up a little bit. So I quite like that it's all separated, and it's given some really cool features like the spoiler tag, where if you haven't finished a game, it's not going to show you like the final boss or stuff that you don't want spoiled, which is a nice touch that Apple Music or Spotify won't give you. And I quite liked it. The only sort of little bit of a frustrating thing, but it doesn't bother me too much. It's just like they are treating it like Nintendo Switch Online, where it is very much just like, oh, we're going to add more games in the future. It's like, yeah, and they've recently added Mario Wonder, so that's now available to stream. But yeah, it is like a little thing. It's like, man, how long am I going to have to wait just for some of these things? Like, is it really that much of a draw to be like, hey, look, available now is Super Mario Galaxy 2 soundtrack, and it was, open up the app and they're going to start subscribing. I kind of wish it was just like a massive library of like, here's our Nintendo music. This is a benefit to our subscribers. Here it is. And of course, when new games come out, we'll update it then. But it started off like, so small, just with like, I guess the greatest hits on Nintendo Switch and a couple of others from every other platform. There's like 2 games on them so far, which is, like I said, a little bit frustrating, but I think some of the big ones are there already. But yeah, what are you thinking of the app?
Yeah, I love it. When I first heard of the announcement, it's going to be a separate app, I thought this is so typical Nintendo. Like they're going to do it their own way. They're going to protect the way that we listen to their music. They're not going to put it on a platform like YouTube and Spotify, where there can be ads, there can be other things like that. And this is just pure Nintendo. This is how they want you to listen to their music, and you go from there. So I was thinking at first, like, I just want it on Spotify. I just want it to like this. That's how I listen to music at the moment in my podcasts. It'd be great if it was just on there. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yeah, like, I'm glad I don't have to listen to ads while this is on. Like, I don't have Spotify Premium because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I feel like I don't need to like get premium, but I might one day, but like I don't have to at the moment. But yeah, with this app, I've got an NSO membership already, so I just had to download it, and away I went. So it was really good, and like there's a pretty decent range of music at the moment, but obviously like a lot still missing, and a lot they still will add into the future. And like you said, it's going to be like the NSO game service, and we'll get monthly updates, things like that. I'm sure there'll be things to coincide with like launches. Like there's no Xenoblade music at the moment, but I'm sure with Xenoblade Chronicles X in March, they'll have something like lined up, and it'll make it more special. Like, here's the music for that. You can listen to that at the same time. So I had a really good day at work, just listening, downloaded the app, listened, put my headphones in, because I had to like, I've got my running headphones, like the ones that don't plug directly in or cover my ear fully. They're just kind of there. And that was the only way I could listen to it through my phone via Bluetooth, because I just usually listen to everything on my computer through Spotify and just plug in my headphone jack and for my covered headphones. So I bought some better Bluetooth headphones, and they'll be coming later this week, so I'll be able to experience it a bit better. But
did you buy them just for like Nintendo music?
Sorry?
You bought them because like, Nintendo's got a music app, so you went and got some decent headphones to listen to it.
Yeah, and I'll use them for other things. But
that's amazing.
Yeah. I want to listen to this in a bit of a better way. So, I've loved it. It's been great, and just enjoyed these songs, and from like obviously childhood memories, just listening to this, but also recent ones, playing a lot of these games for the first time. Um, I ran 19 kilometers today, Drew, before work, and I was
Nice,
listening to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I just put that on, and I just like was listening to their songs, and they're quite motivational and uplifting, and that, I felt that helped me, and that was I'm like, this is cool, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this too. Like, there's a bunch of playlists and suggestions and all of this. Like, there's a section called Match Your Mood. So,
Yeah,
there's one for walking, running, taking a break, powering up, good night. And it actually reminds me of Alamo, where it's like the section of that where it actually plays like, nice Pikmin music while you're trying to get to sleep. I remember I actually brought it up then. Like, wouldn't it be nice if you could just play that music through any other device apart from buying an expensive clock to do it?
and here we go.
And I wonder if we've got Alamo to thank because of this. Like, maybe they were making this and like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to use some of this as a clock? Like, I wonder if like these two projects are sort of intertwined somehow.
Actually lined up. Yeah, because obviously there's more music in Nintendo Music than there is on Alamo. So it would be cool if there was a bit of cross functionality, like you could control Alamo through the Nintendo Music app. I don't know. Is there a future update? Maybe essentially.
Maybe, Josh. Maybe we'll be controlling our alarm clock with our phone.
Just
The future
set
is
your playlist.
now.
You want it to play these songs that you selected through Nintendo Music.
No, you'll be tapping away that Alamo screen trying to work out what you're doing. Like,
What Alamo, Drew? It hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't been sent off.
I actually think the coolest feature of this app, which you wouldn't get on a traditional streaming service, is like extending the time.
Yes.
And this is actually a really cool feature that my video editing software does on iPad, where you can get like the background music and you can make it as long or as short as you want, and it just alters it without looping it or having to do it yourself. This is what kind of Nintendo's doing with their music, is you can make it play, you can make it go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, up to half an hour without actually stopping or repeating itself or anything like that. I reckon that's really cool how they've implemented that, because you can like just have it on in the background. Like Breath of the Wild, you can have some like real nice sort of just peaceful music, and you can just put it on for 15 minutes and just enjoy it instead of having to redo the 3-minute loop all the time. Which that's a really great feature. So you've been listening to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet music. What do you think are some of the most listenable OSTs from Nintendo that you've been listening to on the app? Because I've been going through, and I think some of my favorite, and I'm not even the biggest fan of the series necessarily, and we already knew this, but Splatoon 3, like the music is just so bop, and I like obviously I love it in the game, but being able to just like listen to it properly without all of the sound effects and all that going on, like it's probably like one of my favorite soundtracks on this at the moment.
Nice. I really like the Splatoon music too. Super Mario Galaxy, getting all of that music, that's just amazing, and loving that game so much growing up, and obviously still a great game now, and that music with the orchestral arrangements just absolutely phenomenal. Metroid Prime, I just really love the music in that game, and this is like, I'm glad they only had one Metroid game shown off in the app, and it's Metroid Prime. Really beautiful. And then the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, there's some beautiful stuff in that as well. So, but like, there's just everything's just like, there's so much good stuff. It's literally just like a whole treasure trove of cool things to listen to and experience. And like I'm going to be using these for runs when I'm in the gym, at work. It's just going to be used a lot.
When I was listening to the Scarlet and Violet soundtrack as well, a lot of great songs. Pokemon's always had great music. Scarlet and Violet is no different. But just like the normal battle music, I'm like, this is a really good track. And you don't hear it that much in the game because like the wild Pokemon battle theme sort of changes depending on what area you're in. And I think this one only shows up like towards the start of the game when you're in the starting area. But like this one here, I'm going to play it in here. I was listening to this one on loop because it was just like so good.
extend that for 60 minutes, please, Drew. Go ahead. So good.
Like the bit, like the percussion in that, like dum 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 dum. I'm like, it gives me chills. Like,
Thank you very much. I'll take that. Yeah.
like I really like it. Hell, it might be my favorite thing about that game. That's not true. I actually like quite a lot of things about Scarlet and Violet, but
It's just really, really, really beautiful. And yeah, like you said, like they've got the different things like the break time, good night, walking, running, different like activities you're doing. Here's some music created to that. Some top tracks, which I think are from like people's most listened to tracks at the moment, something like that. But yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, I'll look forward to further updates. It's been really great so far.
yeah. So yeah, I've literally got nothing negative to say about it, apart from the
Composer
fact where
credits.
it's just like I wish they put more on it. But I guess over
And
time,
credit the composers. None of that is here.
yeah, that's a really weird thing Nintendo's sort of doing. Just like don't give anyone credit. It's a Nintendo game. It's Nintendo music. That's all you're gonna know.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
Sadly,
which is really rough.
it is. So yeah, hopefully they can fix that sooner. That'd be a great update.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah, a little bit of a bio on each like composer and what they've worked on, and you know all of that stuff. I want to have this as an opportunity to focus on the music and the people that make it. That'd be great.
Definitely.
Like I said, it's not really Nintendo's MO at the moment, so it's getting a little bit extreme where it's just like you will not know who made it. You'll like if they
You don't need to
I
know.
reckon
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
if they didn't have, I reckon if they got away with not having credits, they'll do it. Like just really not let you know
Yeah.
who worked on it.
Yeah. Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But free for NSO members. Just another reason to sign up for NSO if you haven't yet. It's even on the basic tier, this is just an extra feature for that. So that's pretty good.
Pretty good. So when do you actually get your Alamo?
Apparently, the 13th of November it gets sent, so we'll get it like a week after that or something.
I dare say you'll have like
a while.
You do an unboxing video and stuff, will you?
It'll be too late by then, but maybe I don't know.
Too late. It's never too late, mate. Be right on time.
Pressing snooze on this opening box. I don't know. Like a month and a half late.
Oh well.
I'll do something.
Do something. I haven't seen any unboxing video. I'll only watch yours. I just want to watch you unbox it.
All right. Yeah, and I'll talk to it.
You talk to it. You talk to the clock, mate.
10,000 views later. Thank you very much. That would be nice.
10,000 views later. That's right.
Yeah.
If I can get 10,000 views doing hey, here's a controller out of a real boring box, maybe you'll get a good amount of views to get an alarm clock out of a bit more exciting box.
Doubt it.
So environmentally friendly, a bit more paper and plastic in there.
Something like that.
Something like that. So yeah, that's I guess the Nintendo sort of mobile updates, which is both actually been very exciting.
Yes.
Very, very nice
Great
updates.
to see. Very good to see.
Listening to some Nintendo music while opening some packs of cards I'm quite happy about that, to be honest. But
yeah.
What else you been playing over the last week or two, Josh? You been playing much? I've been playing a couple of things, but I'll talk about them after yours.
Yeah. So trying to keep moving on with Echoes of Wisdom, chipping away at that slowly. I wanted to have finished it by now because Brothership comes out later this week, but I won't get to that stage. Played a bit of Vampire Survivors in the last week because the Ode to Castlevania DLC came out. And so this is just extra characters from the Castlevania universe you get to play as. There's an extra map, and obviously in the map you're playing with all the great theme music, you're unlocking characters, and it's been a really fun time because it's a fun game. And an easy time, you're just moving the character, trying to avoid all the monsters for as long as possible. You get your power-ups. It's got the roguelike elements. When you die, you can upgrade using the coins and things you've collected. Go back in there, and you're usually better for it. And Konami's been so good with the Castlevania DLC of late. They've done the Dead Cells. They don't mind giving out their IP out to others because they don't do anything proper with it themselves, and so that combined with the re-release from M2 of like the Dominus collection, the Advanced collection, and the Classic Anniversary collection, there's been a bit of stuff to enjoy for us Castlevania fans, which has been cool. Just want a new game now. I think I'm at that stage now where it's like, just give us a brand new Metroidvania, please, or I'll take a Lords of Shadow 3 or something like that. Come on, Konami, you're doing it with Metal Gear. Do it with the Castlevania now.
They will eventually, hopefully. But I guess Vampire Survivors itself. Do you find it really addictive? Because I do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you get into the mood for it, and just doing one map's not enough, and then you want to keep doing more and more. And then obviously, like with adult life or other commitments come up, you got to put the controller down and turn it off. But yeah, I do enjoy it from that point of view, and it's so easy to play.
Absolutely, yeah. Was that when it came out last year? It was on Game Pass, and I remember sitting in the lounge here, being like, "Oh yeah, time to go to bed. One more game.
Yeah, one more.
One more game," and I just kept on doing it again and again. And yeah, but like, man, this game is so addictive. So, and I had it on my phone as well. I'm like, so that was good fun. Just like waiting for a takeaway order or something. Just get out, do it a little bit. And I hadn't touched it for a long time, and it was actually last week where I hadn't played any game. I'm like, I'm just so tired when I get home. I want to start like, I don't know, Call of Duty or Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or something, but I just do not have the capacity to do something that involved. Yeah. Like I want to watch something or I want to do something very simple. So I actually picked up Vampire Survivors on PS5 just so like when I'm in that mood and I want to play something, like I can just like drool at the TV, moving the stick, moving my character around, just shooting stuff by itself. It is a super well-designed game. It's really cool, and I'll pick up the Castlevania DLC as well. It is kind of funny that it is like a game so that it rips off Castlevania so much, just from every single detail, being like, oh look, now we're actually collaborating with the franchise.
Yeah, we ripped off.
Yeah, legitimize that a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to jump in and get the DLC too.
Cool.
Also, I went for it on PlayStation as well. Just like on PlayStation, it's got like over 200 trophies. It's got like a bunch of like different expansions too. Wow. That you don't need all of those trophies to get the platinum trophy. Yeah, but they're just like every expansion has its own list too. So that's just like another dopamine hit where it is just like you finish a map, it's like busy. Ding,
aiming for them.
I'm like, oh, this is nice. Truly when I feel like the day has defeated me and it's time for bed, like last bit of dopamine, then off to sleep.
You can still play a bit of Vampire Survivors and be good.
Yeah. So no, I've been happy I've picked that up. It's great wherever you play it. Obviously great game for mobile or Switch, where it is just like, look, I can't escape it. It's always in my pocket. What do I do now? I can't just leave the TV.
It's always on the go. I'm always going to be playing it. It's so easy. Yeah. And so, can't recommend it enough. But yeah,
it is
outside
dangerous.
of that, a bit of Jamboree still, playing that, enjoying that. Had played a lot of the boards now, a lot of the content, talked about on the latest Nintendo Mania episode, just all the ins and outs of it. But it's a really good game. It's a really good Mario Party, and they've just backed up what was my favorite Switch Mario Party in Superstars. I think this one's, it might be better than Superstars. I don't know yet. Like I want to keep playing it, but it's like I feel like it's up there with Superstars in terms of the quality and the mini games, and there's just extra content. So it's been that's been fun just getting to play that and go through it. Because at the moment they announced it and they had Super Mario Party at the start, it just gives me the flashbacks to the original Super Mario Party, and just it's not a great game. It's
like,
falls short a bit, and I'm like, this is not going to be a great game. But they've actually sort of they promise it's the biggest Mario Party ever, but I think also at the same time might be the best. So so that's been cool.
Have you had any parties since where you could test it out, or was it just you by yourself, or just 2-player with Michaela.
2-player with Michaela. We had had another couple come over one time, so we played a game with them. And then I've done some of the other modes by myself, single player. So yeah, a bit of variety there. But yeah, when we get people over again, we'll definitely be bringing it out, because it is super fun, and with all the options there, it just means it's it's super like tailorable to what you need. And if you don't want to play with motion controls, just turn it off. If you want a more stringent, rigorous determination of who's the best Mario Party player, play with the pro rules, all that kind of stuff. And the boards are really great and full of good variation, like the Rainbow Galleria. I think that's like my favorite board in the mall there. And all the things you can do. It's been fun.
Mr. Social Josh. I like it.
Yep. The last thing, like not a game, but I don't know if you can see behind me, Drew, but I've finally added the third bookcase.
I did literally just notice that while you were talking, and I was going to bring it up. It looks great.
Thank you very much.
It looks really good. You're showing it on the video at the moment.
So yeah, because I had 2 bookcases, and it had the Doctor Who stuff to the left, and then all my Nintendo stuff to the right, and it just was not working. And on the other side of the room, I just had extra amiibos. I had stuff packed away, or just in the way of things, and so just nothing was feng shui. What's the word? Like it just wasn't feeling right, the room. So I needed the extra bookcase. Michaela helped me with that, and been able to sort of really like stack it. And like there's things at the bottom here that I haven't been able to sort of display in a long time. So it's cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, you got all your amiibos really nicely stacked up there. You got like a big section for your Doctor Who DVDs, I can see there.
Yep.
We got Nintendo controllers up on a board at the bottom, which I like.
Yep.
Which you had like next to your TV before. Is that like in the bottom right? Is that the amiibo, like Mario?
It is
thing. Yeah.
Yes. So I bought that at the Comic and Toy Fair last month, and Michaela's like that's it. Like I literally, because that was the reason I bought it. And she's like, you need to get a new bookcase, and so she literally looked up new bookcases for me. Like, buy this. I'm like, okay. So that's what triggered it. Buying that thing right there. So
I like to see that your Wii U collection is a little bit smaller than your Switch collection. There's been a couple more purchases on your Switch than the Wii U back in the day.
Yes, did not have a lot, and then have a lot on Switch. It's pretty crazy.
Mario Maker stands out quite a bit with its yellow spine, and so does New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
On the Wii collection, yeah, they're all alphabetically ordered. So I
like it.
Yes. And then just the way I've sorted it was to maximize space, and so like that's why there's that really thin row, which where all the DS and 3DS cases fit like perfectly, and the continues on with the Game Boy Advance and the other Game Boy boxes. So yeah, pretty stacked.
Bloody beautiful. I like it. Have you done any sort of modifications to like your console area, like behind you, which I can't see at the moment?
So that's looking a bit bland at the moment. Let me move the camera. Very neat.
Got Nintendo 64, GameCube, and Wii. Yes, very nice.
64, GameCube, Wii, and then the Wii U there.
Do you ever play here? Do you ever play like, or do you just? Is this purely just your retro consoles? That if you want to play them, I guess you'd play them here.
Yeah, if I do want to play something on the original hardware, I will. So I do every now and then, but probably not as much as I'd like. But I think now that I've got the area cleaned up a bit more, I will play it a bit more. Like for example, the Wii there, it's not plugged in because I'll just play on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And the GameCube is all plugged in, ready to go. The 64, I need to get it fixed because the power's not working to it. So I need to either get a new one or an analog 3D 64. I don't know, something like that.
I was going to ask you, were you interested in one of those? I would have loved one. I just
looked amazing. I don't know if I can justify the price and if I'd be playing enough games on it. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's me too. Like, yeah. At this point, it's kind of like, probably just play on Switch, I guess.
Yeah,
for the most part.
There's a bigger library on the Switch now with the 64 games, and just sort of I think it's just so practical for me and easy. So I'm just gonna probably continue that.
Just no Smash 64.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Don't know if it will.
It will, of course.
It's just why so long? Why?
Yeah.
Why's it taking this long?
It's
Why's
saving it for a rainy day.
Like a lot of Banjo
Donkey Kong
Tooie and a
64
bunch of
either.
these. Like Turok has come to
Both Turok.
come to it before Smash. Like
Banjo Kazooies now.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Next year, 64. Smash
Next
Race.
year. All right.
Come out.
Mark the calendars, everyone. I know I have. So yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah,
It's
no,
looking a lot
you've
better now.
been playing some games and you've done a great job with your bookcases. I'm a little bit jealous. All my games are just boxed up or in a drawer somewhere. Like all the games I'm playing at the moment, it's just like I've got like a stack of them. It's like, where do I put them?
Yeah, you don't have room, do you?
Yeah.
Yep. With the two
I think
kids now.
I think it, like as far as like my modern day stuff, the only platform I get physical games for now is PlayStation 5. I reckon PS5, my collection is going to be looking quite good once it's all lined up. But I literally haven't seen it lined up.
Yep.
It's just in piles.
It's just a theory for you now. Like, you know it's there, just haven't seen
I
it
know
yet.
it's there, but can't see it. Can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day you'll work it out.
Mm. I'm still like undecided. Like, Switch 2 is going to be a new starting point, and that's when I'll decide: do I go physical with Nintendo or do I continue digital? And it basically comes down to how much the Switch 2 is going to be my main platform, the place I call home, like where I play most games. And if I just play Nintendo games, I'll probably get them physically, just because playing one at a time, add them to the collection, and like third-party stuff will be on elsewhere, and I'll just download it there. Or if I play like all the indies, everything, like I prefer to play on Switch 2, then I'll continue downloading. So I'm sort of on the wait and see.
Yeah.
On the wait and see. So
wait and see.
Who knows? But anything else you've been playing, or that was all?
That's it. Yep. That's been my week in gaming.
Weekend gaming.
How about
Josh
you?
Junig. Yeah, so I've been playing a couple of things. The main thing over the last week was Life is Strange Double Exposure. Played it on PlayStation 5. There was a Switch version coming out, but it got delayed. And I believe
that's right.
I think the last game in the series got delayed on Switch 2, and I can't remember how it turned out in the end on Switch as far as the technical aspect goes. But yeah, stay tuned if you want to play on Switch, I guess. But I'm a massive fan of the Life is Strange series. It's been 9 years since the original game come out, and that was a game wow. It's probably it probably is my favorite narrative game of all time, as far as like solely focused on narrative, where it is like walking around talking to people, making choices, where it is like pretty gameplay light. But as far as like, The Walking Dead, all of these like amazing games, I think Life is Strange is my favorite of them. And that is because like even all these years later, the decisions you make in that game have such heavy impact. And whenever I think about it, I get just goosebumps thinking about moments in that game, which there's even one that changed like my perspective on life. Like it was just like such an influential game. I couldn't praise it any higher. And I remember at the time that the reviews were a bit mixed on that game as well, because like it is like teenage girls, and they're pretty cringe. So I think some people either took it as like, look, it's kind of adorable, but they're pretty cringy teenage girls, or people hated it because they're cringy teenage girls. And I remember watching reviews. I remember on Good Game, Barjo and Hex really not enjoying that game, and it didn't really affect my desire to go and play it, and I'm really happy I did. And that was a game with like, I guess your protagonist Max Caulfield, and she discovers that she's got powers to rewind time, and how that affects the game. It was a really special game. So the game that came out just last week, Life is Strange Double Exposure, this was the first game in the series since where you get to play as Max again and continue on her story. So I was very excited to like jump back into it. That was like I said, Life is Strange, very seminal game for me. So to continue on the story, see where Max has been all this time, because the other games, Life is Strange 2 and True Colors, they had different protagonists. and told different stories. So it was kind of cool to go back to Max. And the reviews for this game, they're not very favorable. It was like a 73, I think, on Metacritic or something like that. A lot of people are critiquing the writing and all of this, and it made me a little bit nervous going into it, but I also did recognize that the first game sort of suffered from this as well. It's just up to your interpretation. So I'm like, look, hopefully it's just the same people saying the same thing, and I'll fall into the camp of really enjoying this game. And playing through the game, I really loved it. Really loved it. It's nowhere near the impact of the first game. There's no like moments where I was like, holy shit. Like it just sort of warped my expectations and surprised me and all this.
Yeah.
There was none of that, but the characters were just really likable. I really enjoyed going for the game, playing as Max again, and where the story went, I really did enjoy it. And there were some moments where I was like, that doesn't really make much sense, or you could have explained that better, or how you're trying to put this point across. It's like, oh yeah, you could have done it a little bit better. So there's definitely some writing things in there which people are critiquing, which I think could have done better. But I'm happy to just report for myself that at the end of the day, I'm like, this is like one of my favorite games of the year. Really enjoyed it, and there was like a moment in there at the very end. And it wasn't because of it wasn't because of like the ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously. But there was like a song which played at the very end, which is like, I loved it so much. I think it just like it just resonated with me on a real special level. And there's been some games this year and even last year where there's been like musical points of the game which are just done so well that it just elevates my feelings towards the game from like an 8 to a 10.
Yep.
And this game had one of them for me where that song, I did the music recognize on my phone. Like, what is this song? I put it up to the speaker and I recognized it, and I added it to my Apple Music, and I've been listening to it repeat. Like I might have listened to it like literally over 50 times. Like, yeah, I just, it was something really special and cool, which might not resonate with a lot of people, but just the way it all sort of fell together, I really liked it. And
that's great when those games give you those moments. Because it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's pretty cool. And like you said, like a memory you won't forget, and a kind of a cool one as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, does the game live up to what I feel the first game does? No, I don't think so. This is a different team as well. Don't Nod did the first game, and I think they've since moved on, but Square Enix wants the series to continue. So a team called, was it Don't Nod and why have I forgotten their name? When I record a podcast, it always happens, Josh. Don't Nod, I don't know. Deck 9. Thank you. I finally got there. So Deck 9 made this game, and I think they've done a good job with it. But yeah, it didn't live up to I guess the first game. But I didn't really need it to. I kind of just wanted to go back to the world and just be with the characters and all of that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. A lot of reviews are saying that it's really bad. I don't think it's really bad. There's definitely there's some issues with some parts of the writing. But ultimately it didn't really dull my experience. I was able to overlook them, or they didn't bother me, or for whatever reason, which was which I'm happy. So when I did my overall ranking of like where this game fits on my game of the year, this is number 4. This is like really high up there. This is in my top 5, and I was kind of surprised at that, to be honest. I was like looking at the games in my top 10. I'm like, it's definitely up there. Like, so it ended up slotting just above Prince of Persia, which is kind of crazy. I love that game too. But yeah, it sort of fit right in there. So I definitely recommend it. If you're a fan of like the first 2 games, whether it's like the first Life is Strange or the prequel Before the Storm, being able to play as Max again, and just how this story unfolds. It's pretty interesting. So definitely worth a go. And
nice.
I guess the other side of the coin when it comes to a video game. So you got your story, narrative, not too much gameplay, walking around, talking to people, picking up things, all of that type of thing. The other side of the coin, got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Been playing this. This is my first Call of Duty game I've played multiplayer since Black Ops 2 on Wii U.
Wow.
That was my last multiplayer game.
Wow,
And
long time.
But the last actual Call of Duty I played was Cold War, which came out 2020, and I just finished the campaign earlier this year. So this weekend I had a bit of free time. I went to go and play the campaign, but I noticed that it wasn't downloaded to my PlayStation. So I'm like, all right, 50 gigs. I guess I may as well play the multiplayer because I don't have the time to wait. My free time is now as a father. And so I went into some multiplayer, and it was a lot of fun. It was great to sort of jump in and just have that sort of that feedback. It's a lot of fun. Call of Duty multiplayer, just jump in.
Has it changed much since you
shoot.
remember?
I mean, it's changed a lot since I last played, because when I played, it was very much just, this is how I took it anyway. I treated it like an arcade game. Like I jump in, I shoot, I look at my score, and I'm like, cool, I move on. Like, oh, did I get a good score? No, most of the time, and that's it. But now in Call of Duty, there's so much progression. Like you're leveling up guns, you're leveling up yourself, you're getting different perks, you're doing all this. Apparently, like the level for your guns, you take into Warzone, which is like their free-to-play battle royale and all this stuff. Like, very complicated, and I got no idea what's going on. In a bunch of modes that I've never played before. I was very much like team deathmatch or deathmatch, just jump in. So experiencing some of like the new modes or the modes I hadn't experienced or they've introduced since. I enjoyed some of them, like Kill Confirmed, which is pretty cool, where you kill an enemy and then you have to pick up their dog tags to actually get the point. And if somebody on your team, if they get shot, and you can pick up their dog tags, so then they don't get the confirmed kill, which is kind of fun. So I quite enjoyed that, being like, you shoot, then you get the sort of the satisfaction of picking up the dog tag, or other people that can't pick up the dog tags, you can just go around and pick them up as well. So you're sort of helping, even if you're not the best shot, which I'm not, especially like jumping in for the first time in, how long has it been? Was it 2012? 12 years.
Yeah, wow.
It's been that long.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so, been great. I'm looking forward to jumping into the campaign, because the Cold War campaign, which was basically the last Black Ops campaign, was really good. It surprised me when I went back to it this year, and there was like a couple of big choices you could make that completely changed the story of the campaign. And I don't know, I hope that's in this, because they actually told a really intriguing story, which I was always the Call of Duty player that played the campaign, and I had no idea what's going on, especially in like the advanced warfare and modern warfare. I'm like, God, I got no idea what the fuck is going on. Mm-hmm. Like I really do. Like they're explaining the story really quickly in like the loading screens, and they got like the airplane flying to the other country, like sort of cutscene. I'm like, I'm just going in and shooting shit. Like I got no idea what you're telling me. But the Cold War one was great, so I'm hoping they're continuing on with this one, and by the reviews it seems like that's exactly what they've done. Studio Raven is responsible for this one, so looking forward to jumping into the campaign. And I say all this, Josh, because we were going to play some multiplayer games this year. We got sort of the kick when it came to Endless Ocean. We jumped in some Endless Ocean together. We enjoyed our time. And you picked up Helldivers 2. We're meant to play that together.
Yes.
And I don't know, we haven't, Josh.
We haven't, no.
Do we have excuses? Is it my fault? Is it your fault? I don't know. If it's anyone's fault, it's probably mine. But
I don't know. I don't even have PlayStation Plus now. I got rid of it, so because I wasn't using it. So I need that for Helldivers 2. So I'm keen to do it. So I just have to get my subscription back up and running.
I was going to sort of put the feelers out there. Is there any interest in picking up Black Ops 6? Because I will be playing multiplayer. I've got a few friends who are playing it. Bryce is all about it. We've already organised like a couple of whenever the kids are in bed, jump on the Discord call type of thing. So Black Ops 6 multiplayer will be a thing. So I was just putting the feelers out there, Josh. Like, do you have any desire to shoot some people in the head with your friends?
I mean, the zombie mode. Would you play that? Because that was like for me back in the day. That was like the thing that me and my brothers played, or we'd play online with friends. Was the zombies mode. We absolutely loved doing that.
It was me too, but like I haven't played it since like literally probably like Black Ops 2 or like that long ago literally. It's changed so much now. Like when I look at it I'm like I don't know what this is. It's so big and open and there's so much going on.
A lot more complicated than it
way
used
more
to
complicated. Yeah, so I'm happy to do zombies, but yeah.
I mean, potentially, that does sound fun.
There's
a bunch of people
obviously, there's no pressure, Josh. I'm just putting putting the question out there. But the other day, I was playing with Sean Capri with Carpool Gaming because I was doing a 24-hour stream for Extra Life, and I thought I'd just use this opportunity to shout out Carpool Gaming and Extra Life. They did manage to raise $10,000 for the kids, which was absolutely fantastic, and very proud of that team for just all the effort, the organising, getting to Rome, New York, and everything. It was great, and it was a great stream to watch. And just what those guys had done was absolutely phenomenal. And I was online anyway, and jumped in. It was good to. It was fun to play, even though like I wasn't mic'd up and talking and that. It's just kind of fun just to jump in and play with your friends, because like on the friends list, you can just like jump into anyone's match that's on your friends list, which don't know. I don't play many online games, and when I do, it's like Mario Kart 8 or Smash Brothers or like a Nintendo game.
Yes,
it's just like I'm not really. We complain about the online, but we also don't really know what we're missing. If you know what I mean, like we don't really. We know it's not great, but we're not actually that aware of what it's like elsewhere. So when I'm on Black Ops 6, I'm like just like, oh, I want to play with Bryce, because I see he's in a game. I just click on his name. I'm literally just in his lobby and we're playing
straight away. Yeah, wow, what a concept.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No way.
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
so,
that sounds fun. And they did a good job. Carpool Gaming, that was great.
Yeah, no, yeah, they definitely did. And I donated like how much? $150 Australian.
Yeah, nice.
So
good on you.
Thanks, man.
That's good. That's great.
But one thing I was thinking about, like Black Ops regarding like Nintendo, I wonder if Black Ops 6 would be a launch title, or they'll just the next year's Call of Duty will be on Switch too, because I think they'll be on Switch as soon as they possibly can. And, I think next year's will be a shoe in it. Kind of just like, do you see Black Ops 6 having a port like already in the works if, say, Switch 2 came out first half of next year? I just wonder how that sort of lines up with like Call of Duty's timeline as well as like Nintendo's. Because I feel like Black Ops 6 is going to be the biggest one in a while, because feels like the most development time went into this one, and that's why it's come out with a lot of people really liking it. And like next year's, I can see like being a bit more of a quick turnaround, similar to what Modern Warfare 3 was after Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether it actually comes out on Switch 2 or whatever next year.
It's been a couple of years since they announced that they wanted to, like, this is part of their deal, because they're worried that it would just be exclusive to the Xbox going forward, that it wouldn't be on PlayStation, and then they have this deal like, no, we've signed a commitment, we're going to have it on Nintendo consoles for a whole bunch of time, like 10 years or something like that, I don't know. But I could definitely, Black Ops 2 was the game on the Wii U, and then did the original Black Ops come out on the Wii? No, it was just Black Ops 2, I think. So
I think it did, but I honestly can't remember.
But yeah, so I think that I think the Black Ops series, especially with the zombies, the Black Ops originally did come out on the Wii as well. So so there's a bit of history there. And I think I resonated a lot with the Black Ops series because I really love the zombies so much, and those first two games had them on Xbox, didn't have them on Nintendo, but really loved them. So I think I've got theoretically I've had every game in some shape or form because I have bought Cold War. So yeah, I'd love to see it on the Switch. I don't know, it'd be massively watered down version of what the PS5 versions are, but yeah, like Switch 2 and, a little bit better than what we're going to get on the Switch, might not be as much of a downgrade. So, yeah, I could definitely see it next year being one of those. It would make sense, if it was next year to line it up and have it ready for the launch.
I hope it is, because that'll be like a massive push. Like Nintendo should be like really helping them get it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Same with it's going to be an interesting year next year, just with like the launch of GTA 6 being such a mainstream game. Like, it'd be awesome if they could make that work on Switch 2 that year. Like, you could imagine like how much of a boom that would be. But yeah, I don't think it will. I don't think Rockstar would probably try. I don't know. A lot of hype, just like seeing the Switch's success. I think a lot of these companies are sort of looking at it being like, hey, if we're here from the very start, that would be very beneficial. I think a lot of companies are looking at it like that.
Benefited a lot, so
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Whenever this next Nintendo platform drops, you're going to have, especially if you're somebody who just has a Switch, you're going to have so many options. It's going to open up so much. Like, there are going to be so many ports of PlayStation 4 games and like Xbox One games that like couldn't run on Switch. They've just been waiting to release it on this. Like, all the big stuff like Elden Ring and like, just all of that type of stuff is just going to be flooding onto it, I dare say.
Definitely.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
But yeah. Well, I think I've talked about all the stuff I've been playing. Josh, anything else you'd like to talk about?
The Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition coming out to the Switch.
Yes.
I thought that was a great announcement. I really think that's the last genuine Wii U game that we get on the Switch in terms of like ones that were crying to be like begging to come out to the Switch, and so that's really good to see. I've never played this one, but I've owned it on the Wii U, and I downloaded all the extra DLC patches ready to play at one time if I ever wanted to. But this is going to be such a better way to play it on the Switch, and I really can't wait because like hearing a lot of other people's thoughts on it in terms of the mech side being a little bit different, the story's not as involved, there's a bit less waifu stuff going on compared to the original Xenoblade Chronicle game, so kind of stands on its own a bit. So I'm really keen to experience that in March next year. We're just going to get a lot of these like next year. We're going to get stuff that's going to be just for the Switch next year and not for Switch 2. And it's people maybe have been a little bit surprised by this, but also like don't be, because there'll be more and more Switch stuff, OG Switch coming next year. There's always an overlap between console generations, and that's a sure thing for Nintendo, knowing that there's 150 million plus Switches out there. They're going to keep releasing games on that, just in case the Switch 2 doesn't launch as well as they're hoping.
Yeah, we're going to get plenty more Switch games. If you don't want to upgrade, you'll be fine, regardless of your backlog, which I dare say you have plenty of games to play.
Correct.
Yeah, there'll be plenty. Like, we've got Pokemon on Switch next year as well, so we've still got big games. Even it's not ending. It's not ending anytime soon.
No, we're due for a Gen 11, aren't we, next year, Drew? Every 3 years.
Oh Jesus! No.
I don't think we'll get it, but yeah.
Hold that one, Nintendo. Game Freak, hold that one.
Correct.
With Xenoblade, it was funny because I actually didn't see or hear about the announcement. I was listening to a Kind of Funny podcast, and towards the end of their daily game show, they just like talk about the quick news. Like, oh, Nintendo announced Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I'm like, what? So I stopped what I was doing. I just went to Twitter. I'm like, holy shit, they did. Like, usually like I see an email or a tweet or, just something like the official trailer and I'll watch it. My cool new Nintendo game, new port, whatever. But just like offhand, it was just like an offhanded comment on a podcast I was listening to. Wait, what? This game that
So funny.
people have just been hanging out for literally 8 years by that point.
Ages. Yeah, correct.
Which is
Funny they found it that way.
It's a good game that to get it too, because it was so reliant on sort of online features and things like that. And when they got shut down, it's kind of like you can still play it, but you're going to be missing a little bit like without that. I can't remember exactly what the features did. I didn't play the game. But yeah, people are happy. I sent Bryce a message straight away. He's probably the biggest fan I personally know. Who really enjoys it. So I sent him a message. He's like, all over it, mate. I saw it drop live. He must have been streaming at the time.
Yep.
So he was all over it. Luke posted in our Discord saying like, I remember it must have been a conversation I had with Bryce and something about playing the game, and he like made a video about why you should play that game. And a lot of passionate people about Xenoblade Chronicles too, or X, sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, I think for me, like, out of like all the Xenoblade games, I'll probably be like the last one I play. So like, I play 1, 2, 3, all the expansions and that for all of those games, and then X. So I'll never get to it. That's a good way of saying that. I'll never play it.
Yeah, not fair.
It's a good question actually. Like, is X like related to the others at all, or is it through like I don't know, like how is it related? My understanding at the time was that it didn't sort of link up with the other ones, but since then there's been like 2 games and all the DLCs, and the lore's expanded a lot more since the first game. So I'm not quite sure how it all fits together.
Yeah, it's a bit separate to the others.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and 1 and 3 are a lot more closely connected, but yeah, X is, I believe, separate.
It's an interesting choice. You got sort of like, I guess after doing X, like, oh, well, let's just continue on the story and make it all one thing rather than trying to make it all their own unique worlds and stories.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So, I just, I don't know. I'm just thinking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 at the moment and the story in that, which is, interesting. So, it's great nonetheless. Just, very keen to, play it in a proper, like, combined form. That's not as clunky as the Wii U offers to me right now.
Yeah, no. Don't get that Wii U out.
No, not going to bother. No. Don't need it anymore, the Wii U. They can stay in the bin.
Yeah, that was kind of the game that cemented its fate in some ways. But, right.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the last one. But I reckon one thing to talk about before we go, we got Mario and Luigi Brothership coming out at the end of this week at the time of recording. Might be just an interesting time to do like a bit of a gut check. How you feeling about the game, excitement levels, all of that type of thing.
Which game, sorry? So I've had a message pop up that I just responded to.
I said Hello Kitty Big Adventures Deluxe Edition. How you feeling about that game coming in? Mario and Luigi Brothership comes at the end of this week.
Yes.
So what's your sort of excitement level, or sort of a gut check? How you feel about the game before it launches and we dive in?
I'm keen for it because I've played this is like the first one in like 9 years. I played Bowser's Inside Story as a kid, really loved that. Played a couple of hours of Superstar Saga on NSO. I need to get back onto that, but yeah, I'm just keen to really give this a go. I've heard some great things from the previews. I think it's going to rate really well, and just want to see what it's all about because I've enjoyed my Mario RPGs over the last 12 months or so. So we get another one now. We get 3 within 12, 13 months. It's kind of crept up really quickly though because it's like already out this Thursday, so it's pretty quick. Yeah.
Whenever like a month changes over and there's a game at the start of the month, you're like, oh Christ, I didn't realize it was the first week. All right, here we are. It sort of just sneaks up on you. So yeah, I think what sort of got my attention was just like, I think because this game it leaked, so people who have
Yes.
emulation and stuff, you can literally play it, which is do what you got to do, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the studio got found out because of that, and it's been developed by Acquire, which is the studio behind Octopath Traveler, which is really exciting because I think going into it, we thought it was going to be like the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl devs, Ilka. I think
Ilka.
that was sort of the
Glad it's
word
not.
going into it. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, we'll see how that turns out, type of thing. But having like a really renowned, like RPG dev, like with good backing behind it,
Yes.
just really exciting. So that sort of ups my excitement for it. I got to admit, I'm not feeling super excited, and that's just purely because the amount of games I've got on my plate at the moment. It's just like a fair bit. So this is like another one added to the top, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
Lots of games to play, which is always fun. I'm a massive fan of the Mario and Luigi series. I think after sort of playing 64 earlier this year, dabbling in Thousand Year Door, the Paper Mario series, I think my preferred RPG series is the Mario and Luigi series.
Okay.
And that's because it was the first one I played. I played Partners in Time, which was the first DS game. And that was a really great game. I think that was my first RPG outside of Pokemon that I played.
Okay.
And I remember being so disappointed at the end boss. I beat the end boss, and then like it goes back to your save before the end boss.
Yes.
And that was a concept I had no idea. I was
It's
like,
pretty common, but yeah.
yeah, very
Pokemon.
common. But with Pokemon, you beat the Pokemon League. You save, and you can go into
going
legendaries. You
again.
can do all this side quests. You can do all this different stuff.
Yeah.
But
Smart.
when you beat that game, it was just like, oh, you're done.
One and done.
Yeah, it was, oh, cool.
Yep.
So I fell in love with that game and played a couple of the other games in the series. I never really played it much on 3DS. There's something about what they've done with the art style, doing that 3D-ish look, which I never really liked, and I think it made me sort of fall off of it. And in hindsight, I feel bad about that because Alpha Dream went out of business.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people must have felt the same way, but that's just truthfully how I felt. I'm like, it doesn't really appeal to me as much without like the cute, colourful sprites. It sort of lost its flair a little bit when they changed art styles. But I think what they're doing with the art style now, where it is very much just like the box art and the instruction manual art, how they're bringing that to life in the game, and they're doing it in a way that looks a little bit jank. Like it doesn't look like perfect. It looks a little bit janky. It looks maybe a little bit more polish. Could have gone into it. Would have sort of helped that aesthetic, I feel, in some ways. And that's just purely without playing it, just looking at trailers. So yeah, there's like some things going into it that way, but I think ultimately if they do like a really fun RPG, the battle system's a lot of fun, because that's the best thing about these games is I feel like the actual combat itself, it's really responsive compared to Mario RPG or even the Paper Mario series. I feel like it's super responsive. The feedback is fantastic. Like when you get like the button timing, you get like a big prompt going poof, poof, like you get all of this feedback that you're doing the right thing. The items are a lot of fun. Mario and Luigi working together, the sort of the humor. Luigi's always been downplayed. And they've got a great opportunity to build upon the blocks that are already set by Alpha Dream and bring it into like a console game, all ostensibly. We've never had a console game for Mario and Luigi. This will be the first one. And I'm really quite looking forward to seeing what they pull off with a brand new development team for the first time, and on Switch in 3D with a brand new art style. And I hope they nail it with the writing and the combat. And as far as if they get those two things right, I think it's going to be a winner in RPG fans' eyes.
Yeah.
So
a lot of things
fingers crossed.
seem to be going in the right direction for this game in terms of the developers and previews and things like even with the leaked things we've heard. So yeah, I'm really keen and glad that Nintendo have revived this series. And this could have been one that they just sort of left and didn't give much time to after Alpha Dream going away. So this is really cool to see. Because we've had such a long life of the Switch, I feel we're getting the opportunity to have these sorts of games, these series come back, and that's what 2024 has been all about. Because we've had some pretty cool moments with some older lost IPs coming back, and so this is just another one. So yeah, I'm keen for it.
Oh yeah, first Endless Ocean, now this. Like, oh, we're
Endless
living
Ocean,
in dream world.
New
It's crazy.
Detective Club, another Code back, Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yes, actually, I think MEO's like. Just think about like how I've ranked my games. I think MEO is like my favorite Nintendo game this year.
I still think about that game. I want to buy it physically because I got it with Nintendo.
I should too.
But I just want to.
Yeah.
I just want to.
I think it's already out
own
of print,
a copy of it physically. I just love that game so much. Still.
Yeah, because I've MEO at the moment is number 7 on my list.
Okay.
For game of the year, so it's
And
in the
that's
top
your
10.
Nintendo game.
Yeah, top Nintendo game by 7 places.
Okay.
And the one after that is Mario and Donkey Kong. Which, there's a fair bit between that and...
I was going to say, that's a fair, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Luigi's
like
Mansion
Mario
2, Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, I've got to say that I haven't ranked like Echoes of Wisdom yet because I have not finished it. These are just games that I've finished. So Echoes of Wisdom, I don't know. I can see MEO being ranked higher than Echoes of Wisdom at the point of this. I mean, Zelda, they've got the benefit of being Zelda, so they can do some real cool lore stuff or whatever in the final act. But holy shit, that's awesome! And it's like number 1. I don't know.
Yeah, I got what you mean.
They got a massive advantage. So I'm not quite sure, but I need to get back to that soonish. I like to finish it this month. Because I've got to can't leave Zelda on the back burner. I think it'll also be like a really great Christmas game, mind you, though. Play around Christmas time, holidays. Just, I remember doing that with this late my brain just does not work. What was the 3DS one again? Link
Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds, thank you. Yeah, I remember playing that like around Christmas time because I left it like a month since, after it came out. And I remember really loving it around between Christmas and New Year's. That was between my Christmas and New Year's game, and I have really fond memories of like I was working at hospitality at the time. I'll get home late. I'll have like my cold pizza that I ordered with my staff discount and come back and I'll play that in the little room in the beach house. And I'll play that till like 3 o'clock in the morning, then go to bed and
Nice.
Be up in time for work at lunchtime again and rinse and repeat. That was my nice little 3DS escapism at night time. Kind of a little bit nostalgic for that actually, thinking about it. Like Echoes of Wisdom, make it into that game. We're gonna like get the kids to bed, finally, put the feet up.
Reminisce on
Reminisce
on a time you played Zelda in a similar way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I'm excited about my OLED screen should be sent for my Switch Lite this month. So I'll be able to put an OLED screen in my Switch Lite, which will be nice. I'm kind of craving the Switch Lite, just something real small that I can put in my front pocket. Imagine just walking around with your like Switch Lite in your front pocket. It's like it's just like half out. You're like
better than the OG Switch. God, it's a big difference.
you got it like stuck just wedged into the bottom of your chin because it's just in your front pocket. All right, let's wrap it up there, Josh. I really appreciate your time tonight, Josh. It was a lot of fun talking to you again.
Good time.
And I guess I'll see you in 2 months' time. No, it won't be that long.
Not quite.
We've got plenty of gaming stuff to talk about between there, but don't know. Time to get out, everyone. Get out of the house.
Touch some grass.
Yep, touch some grass. Smack some ass. You know what I'm saying? All right. Catch you later.